Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Perhaps the greatest benefit of content marketing is actually a modifier of all of the other benefits. It's the power of compounding returns that content marketing offers. Content marketing isn't a strategy that scales linearly. Instead, you'll see a slow build at the beginning, followed by an exponential explosion of results. Why is this? For starters, content marketing is about creating valuable assets which exist permanently. When you publish a landmark piece of content off-site, that doesn't go away. It continues to add value in terms of referral traffic, domain authority, and brand visibility over time. For example, an article that went viral 5 years ago could still be really popular and generating traffic and shares because of that initial article's popularity. And because you're adding new pieces consistently, every new piece you add contributes more long-term value. Think of it as buying new stocks in a company that pays dividends consistently. Another factor is the nature of visibility and reputation, both of which will affect the impact of your campaign. The more visible and reputable your brand is, the more you'll stand to benefit from each new piece of content that you publish. It takes a while to build these from scratch, which is why you generally don't see results right away. But once you hit a certain threshold, everything you create instantly starts to carry more value. Think of how many shares and views every article gets from a major site like Mashable or TechCrunch. It doesn't even really matter how good the content is. It'll get tons of shares and views. The longer you engage in a content marketing strategy, the better results you're going to see. It's not like a paid advertising campaign where you only pay for what you get in the moment. The results that you'll get from traditional paid advertising where you're paying for clicks, visits, or even just impressions is going to be totally different from the results you'll get from content marketing. If you take that traditional paid advertising approach where you earn X value for every Y dollar that you invest, and then the transaction's complete, and maybe you do retain some of those clients that you earn depending on what type of service or product that you offer. But once you stop funding the ad, it disappears entirely and any traffic from it stops immediately. So in that case, the money that you spend is going to have a direct effect on the value, but you're not going to get that big spike that you get with content marketing. It'll be just, slow and steady, but as soon as you stop funding it, it's going to completely stop. And it's not going to keep working for you. But with content marketing, on the other hand, if you produce a piece of content, share it, maybe even throw a small marketing budget towards it to get eyeballs on it, then you never have to spend any more effort or money on it at all. But it's going to keep earning you traffic, leads, sales, and all the other benefits that we talked about, especially if you syndicate it after its initial publication. So we've addressed the issue of permanence. And I also want to talk about the ballooning effect of popularity. When you first start out, nobody's really going to know who you are, but eventually you'll develop a reputation and people will recognize your brand or your name if you decide to use your personal brand. And you'll start to build a steady readership and social media connections with your readers and other influencers. And over time, every new piece you publish, even if you put the same amount of effort into it as your other pieces, is inherently more valuable because you'll be able to leverage a pre-existing and constantly growing audience and network of other influencers. Think of a site like TechCrunch or Mashable, who can publish a single article about just about anything and get hundreds or thousands of social media shares. It's not necessarily because the content was so amazing that it deserved that many shares. It's just because those brands have developed the loyal readership, trust, and influencer networks that balloon the power of every piece of content that they publish. And collectively, these factors make it so that content marketing pays off in a non-linear growth pattern, which means that its long-term returns are absolutely incredible.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.